Gypsy Rose's mom's autopsy report and toxicology report got released today, and it hasn't been seen by the public ever. There are some damning things in there. And now we're seeing that Gypsy Rose hadn't been honest and that there was a lot more to the story than what was being told. Now, y'all, we have got to see it. Now, I want you guys to watch to the end because y'all will be able to see a lot of things being uncovered. But while this was released today, do you guys want to know what Gypsy Rose posted? Trying to get sympathy from the public once again. When I tell you she is a manipulator. I think a lot of y'all keep missing it, but now y'all are going to start to see things for what it is because the truth is being exposed. And what did Cat Williams say? In 2024, all lies and deviance are going to be exposed. And he ain't never lied, child, because this right here is going to rock your world.
This is the first time that I will be cooking a dinner for him. Usually he's the one that's always like cooking for me. So he is at work right now, and he does not know that I'm planning this romantic dinner tonight. So I am making spaghetti and meatballs. I have the recipe right here. And I've got all the ingredients that I need. I just kind of cook the meatballs, just kind of warm them up a little bit because I kind of like it to be a little bit more cooked. And also cooked the little smokies. So a lot of people like meatballs, but like I like little smokies in my spaghetti. Alright, so I'm gonna start. So I've got my seasonings. It has like bell pepper, onion, they call it Creole seasoning. Fresh. So I'm just gonna saute these first. And then I have the pasta sauce, the tomato paste, the diced tomatoes, green chilies, all my spices. So I've got all my kitchen set up. And wait until this heats up a little bit. Put a little bit of virgin olive oil. Okay, so I switched burners. I kind of like having the burner pot a little closer to the camera so you guys can see all the ingredients that I'm putting in. Alright, so I'm going to start putting some more things. I'm going to brown. I'm really short. Why I am doing this romantic night for Ken. He has been amazing throughout these last couple of months. When we found out we were pregnant, or are pregnant, I guess I kind of just was worried that, like, he would stay just for the baby. And I don't want that for him. Like, I want him to be happy. I want him to want to be with me.
Trouble in paradise.
And so, I think I've been so distracted and consumed by all the changes that's going on in my life, like the divorce,
being evil.
It's just a lot to take in. And if I could do a few nice things for him to show my appreciation, then that's just a small bit of giving back what he's given me. So Ken and I met in 2017 after he watched my HBO documentary, and he wrote me a letter, and we became friends, and then letters went to phone calls, and then phone calls led to a visit. And on this visit, I think we had been talking for about 4 months or so, and I just remember walking into the visitation room, and he was wearing the bracelets. I'm sure a lot of you have seen like the black and white bead bracelets. So that was a gift for us. So he had his black and white bead bracelet, and then I had mine that he had brought in for me. Well, he didn't know that he couldn't give it to me because I wasn't allowed to take anything back with me. And so after all these years, he's kept it. And so anyway, getting off course. He shows up at the visit, and like we start talking like 37 minutes into the visit. We're talking about this TV show we were watching at the time. And I just remember like he leaned over and just gave me the most like knock your socks off kiss imaginable. Like this was super romantic. Cause like I had never been kissed like that. Like I had kissed people. I had kissed obviously one other person before that, and like never in life had I had a kiss like that. Like wow.
One other person.
I looked at him and I'm like, I don't think we can kiss like this. And I don't know, we just went with it, and we started kissing again. And then the guard walks by and then sees us, and she catches me and she's like, Miss Blanchard, what are you doing in the blue chair
Sounds
right
like
now?
a makeup story.
And I'm like, okay. So my visit got interrupted, and then I got, of course, a reprimand. And I go back into the visitation room, and I'm
Gypsy
like,
Rose
I might be in trouble.
time.
And he's like, I'm so sorry. And then they just decided to just terminate the visit. I got a write-up for it, and he got banned for 6 months. And so after that happened, we just continued writing letters and phone calls, and we became like officially a couple until he could come back and visit me again. And he came back, and we had a much better visit this time around. Stood by the rules. They learned our lesson. And then we dated for 2 years. And he would keep coming to visit me while I was in Coffee. And we got engaged. And we kept deliberating. Do we want to get married in prison? Yes, no. We thought about a January wedding. And I mean, ultimately, it was just kind of decided that I didn't want to rob him of a real wedding. He didn't want to rob me of a real wedding. And so we called off the engagement, or we called off the wedding, but we didn't call off the engagement. And this was right around the time that the act had came out. A lot was going on around that time, a lot of stress. Stress is really hard on a relationship. So, some things occurred that opinions.
I thought jail would be, but
got
okay.
to him. And ultimately, he felt the best thing to do would be to let me live my life outside of the relationship. It was not what I wanted. It was not what he wanted. But there were so many opinions telling him, if you love her, let her go. I wish he would have talked to me about it before he ended the relationship, because I would have told him how much he meant to me, and how much like light and joy he brought to my life. And losing him was so hard. And I felt like I lost my best friend. I did lose my best friend. And it's like, for 2 years, this person and I were communicating. I would tell Ken my deepest, darkest secrets. And we just got each other like twins. I never had to explain anything to him. He knew where I was coming from. And I knew where he was coming from. And I always had a way of, when he was upset, I could word things in a way to calm him, in a way that it might change his perception of the situation going on, to where he would be calm about it. And then he had that same effect on me. And so, you know, losing that was incredibly painful. And I went on to be in a relationship with Ryan. He went on to be in a relationship. And, you know, it's one of those things that you always look back. Like, even when you're with someone, it's not fitting. It's like trying to force a puzzle piece that doesn't go, because you already met your puzzle piece and it fits so perfectly without effort. And so that's how I felt with my relationship with Ryan. Yeah, I was happy, but I could have been happier.
Ken feels like he's behind bars, so I don't know about a whole
feeling that
puzzle
way
piece.
day in and day out, lying next to someone, feeling like you're missing out, or you're not where you belong. I couldn't live with that. So I made the decision to get a divorce, and it just so happened that Ken's relationship didn't work out either, and
just so happened
that led us to reconnect. And like I said, time and time again, like, when I go back and kind of change the timing of things a little bit, yeah, I mean, definitely could have waited till the divorce was final. But I'm a fool in love, so with all that being said, Ken and I have been
fool, but I don't know better in love.
And apart. And it is such a blessing to find the person that you're meant to be with after going through so much that I really just don't ever want to take him for granted. I don't want a moment to go by that he wonders, does she love me? Because I am so... I am so in love with this man. In the 5 years that we were separated, I was in pain. I couldn't get over him. I always felt lost. I always felt like my person was within reach. I just couldn't get to him. And I felt like the time that we had together while I was locked up, like, we were robbed of a real relationship, of a real chance together. Like, most people, when they break up on the outside, they know that their relationship is not going to work, and they know that they did everything they could, like they had a real shot. But
everything they could, you didn't do everything you could do.
Couldn't have a normal relationship at that time. And so, now that we can, like, that is something to treasure. That's something to hold on to. I just can't express enough how happy it makes me. And I know, like, I'm falling right now. I'm so emotional. Because we're having a baby. We made a baby together. And that is such a blessing. The fact that I am so blessed in my life to have a family that loves me, a second chance at life, the man that I truly love back in my life, and we're starting our own family. Like, that's something to hold on to and never let go. Alright, I'm done. I'm sorry, I just went on a whole tangent. Okay, so it's just about 9 o'clock, and Ken should be getting off of work any moment now. So let's set the tone.
He got a job.
Okay, so I just got home from work, and Gypsy surprised me with her famous spaghetti here. This is the first time she's ever cooked for me, so I'm excited to try her cooking. It's really hot, though. It's very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. Okay, I'm
10 out of 10.
Good. First. And then I have
Lice.
pasta sauce, the tomato paste, the diced tomatoes, the green
We don't
chilies,
care.
all my spices.
Y'all, so today has been quite the scandal. We've seen this, but we also seen that the autopsy and the toxicology report for her unalived mom has been released. What do y'all think of that? Like I said before, now we've been finding out that a lot of the things that she said was not true, and that her mom actually had cancer at the time that she unalived her. It had already been said a long time ago that she was likely abusing her mom and not the other way around, but nobody had proof of that. But after seeing this right here, I need y'all to pause to read, because this has been quite scandalous. Also, did you guys see her mom had all those operations? Who was watching Gypsy when those operations happened? Why couldn't she escape then? I hope you guys are starting to question a lot of this BS you've been hearing. Have a great day. Bye-bye for now.